Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Anda bersama saya, Otto Othman dalam episod terbaru Majalah Didik. Sebagaimana yang anda sedia maklum, Majalah Didik merupakan sebuah dokumentari usaha-sama antara Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, Impact Hub Kuala Lumpur dan Media Prima. Setiap episod akan membawa anda mengikuti kembara murid-murid sekolah di Malaysia yang telah menyertai Design for Change ICAN Schools Challenge yang dianjurkan pada sejak tahun 2019. Menerusi metodologi FEEDS iaitu Feel iaitu merasakan, Imagine iaitu membayangkan, Do iaitu melaksanakan dan Share iaitu berkongsi. Mereka telah mengenal pasti isu yang melanda dalam komuniti di sekeliling mereka. Seterusnya, dengan bimbingan guru mereka, mereka merancang dan menyelesaikan masalah dengan cara yang terbaik.
We can see on our daily basis students discarding their leftovers and not feeling any guilt to just throw their foods. Around 17,000 tons of food waste is generated per day, and sadly, we partly contributed to this amount. The rate of homeless people and the orphanage is increasing by years, so they don't have enough food to survive, and we as the one who live a sedentary lifestyle should actually take action to solve this problem.
Food wastage is normal out there right now. People don't really appreciate what they already have. It's sad to see all of this, and since we're starting at school from a young age, we get to nurture them to see what really is to be done at school from a young age itself, so that when they grow up, they pass down the knowledge to everybody else.
It is important for them to know about our solutions simply because first, for them to acknowledge the importance of not wasting their food. Second, for them to know ways for them not to simply throw their food waste, but instead they can use it to produce something more useful.
And we realized that our dining hall produces lots of food wastage, and I'm sure this issue also happened outside there. So after we brainstormed together, we came out with this project called Love Your Leftovers.
Mungkin kebenaran itu sukar ditelan. Apatah lagi apabila kita membincangkan tentang tabiat makan rakyat Malaysia yang seringkali menjadi bualan. Boleh saya katakan, selagi tak penuh pinggan, rasanya tak puas nafsu makan kita. Malangnya, kita lupa kapasiti perut kita ni kecil sahaja. Akhirnya, makanan yang diambil tidak dapat dihabiskan. Sudahnya, ketong sampah juga destinasi mereka. Sebagaimana yang kami pernah ketengahkan dalam sebuah episod lama Majalah Didik, secara umumnya rakyat Malaysia menghasilkan kira-kira 17 juta kilogram sisa makanan setiap hari. Malah kira-kira 20% daripada jumlah tersebut sebenarnya masih boleh dimakan lagi dan seharusnya diberi kepada golongan yang benar-benar memerlukannya. Sekolah Menengah Sains Sultan Muhammad Jiwa yang berlokasi di Sungai Petani Kedah telah ditubuhkan sejak tahun 1973 lagi. Sekolah menengah berasrama penuh ini telah diberi nama sempena Sultan Kedah yang ke-19, iaitu Sultan Muhammad Jiwa Zainal Adilin yang kedua. Kini, sekolah tersebut berada bawah pimpinan guru besar mereka, iaitu Puan Nazirah binti Nazim. Malah, baru-baru ini, sekolah ini telah tersenarai dalam antara 20 buah sekolah berasrama penuh yang berjaya mencatatkan keputusan Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM yang terbaik dalam negara. Mari kita saksikan perjalanan murid-murid dari Sekolah Menengah Sains Sultan Muhammad Jiwa dengan projek mereka bertajuk Love Your Leftovers atau Sayangi Sisa Makanan Anda.
Our team's name is Love Your Leftovers. actually did a light discussion about this matter and decided to choose Love Your Leftovers as our project name, as this name actually describe our whole message to the society to love your leftovers and stop food wastage. Actually, we don't have a particular person who decided this name. We just agreed to this name as we go online researching the best name for our project. One day, our teacher assigned us to assign one of our teammates to find a team to implement this project. So we just agreed to this invitation and we just form our group like that, naturally. So our team consists of me, Emilia Sofia, Aisyah Maisara, Anis Syahira, Sania Farzana and also Aina Syahira. So we are all classmates.
Seperti yang kita tahu, isu pembaziran makanan bukanlah suatu isu yang asing lagi dalam kalangan masyarakat. Dan sebagai pelajar sekolah berasrama penuh, kami dapat menyaksikan senario pembaziran makanan ini sudah sebati dalam kalangan pelajar. Menurut kajian di Malaysia, kira-kira 17,000 ton sisa buangan dihasilkan pada setiap hari. Oleh itu, dalam usaha untuk mengurangkan masalah ini, kami bertekad untuk mencari inisiatif yang akhirnya menjadi asas kepada penghasilan projek kami iaitu Love Your Leftovers. Memandangkan isu pembaziran makanan merupakan isu global, boleh dikatakan isu ini memberi impak kepada seluruh penduduk dunia sekiranya langkah yang tepat tidak diambil. Hal ini kerana seiring dengan kadar pertumbuhan penduduk pada setiap tahun, isu pembaziran makanan dikhawatiri akan menjurus kepada krisis bekalan makanan pada masa hadapan. Tambahan pula, seringkali terpapar di dada akhbar dan media sosial berkenaan isu ketidakcukupan makanan di rumah anak-anak yatim dan gelandangan. Oleh itu, di samping mengurangkan masalah pembaziran makanan, projek ini juga bertujuan untuk menyampaikan mesej kepada masyarakat untuk memupuk nilai kemanusiaan dalam diri dan nilai bertimbang rasa untuk membantu meringankan beban mereka di dalam kesusahan.
Cabaran yang kami hadapi sebelum kami memulakan projek kami ialah pencarian kaedah pembuatan baja kompos yang sesuai. Pada pendapat kami, baja kompos yang terbaik mempunyai ciri-ciri tersebut. Pertama, mesra alam. Kedua, mudah disediakan. Dan yang ketiga, dan yang paling penting, menggunakan sisa bahan makanan pelajar. Akhirnya, kami menemui kaedah yang memenuhi semua syarat-syarat tersebut. Langkah-langkah pembuatan baja kompos ialah dengan mencampurkan tanah serta bahan makanan yang telah dikeringkan dan kemudian disimpan di dalam bekas kedap udara selama 1 bulan. Cabaran yang kami hadapi semasa kami menjalankan projek ini ialah apabila pelajar tidak mengasingkan sisa bahan makanan mereka mengikut kategori. Oleh itu, kami terpaksa menggunakan masa yang lebih lama serta kerja kami menjadi kurang efisien kerana kami perlu mengasingkan sisa bahan makanan mereka kepada kategori bahan kering dan juga bahan basah. Masa kini, cabaran yang kami hadapi ialah pelaksanaan langkah share ataupun kongsi. Pandemik yang melanda negara menghadkan pergerakan rakyat. Oleh itu, kami tidak dapat berkongsi dan menyebarkan maklumat serta kesedaran mengenai kepentingan menyayangi lebihan makanan kepada komuniti dan juga sekolah-sekolah lain. Oleh itu, kami menggunakan alternatif lain iaitu dengan menggunakan medium atas talian seperti YouTube dan Instagram untuk meneruskan projek kami.
I think I am full already. Going to throw away these leftovers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, what's happening?
Hey, what are you going to do with those leftovers? Are you going to throw this?
Yes.
All of this?
Yes.
No, you shouldn't do that because nowadays so many homeless people are starving and so many children are going to school with empty stomach. 1 out of 9 people globally undergoes food crisis, and because of this, you should love your leftovers.
My leftovers? Like all?
What? You know what? Last night, they appeared in my dreams and scolded me because I waste my food.
Why did you do that?
Hey, it's not my fault, okay? But when you think about it again, I think that our school has a huge problem on food wastage.
Yes,
I agree with her.
So, what do you guys think we can do to solve the problem?
How about this?
No.
Wait. About this?
Of course not. How about this?
Leftovers into fertilizer? I think this is an interesting idea.
What do you mean about this?
This means that you use the leftovers into fertilizers by composting it.
I think we can spread awareness of food wastage and promote it through a campaign.
I think both of your ideas can be done in our school, and we have to do this.
Yes, let's do it.
First thing first, we will provide bins for our school's dining hall. This is to separate food waste into two, which is fruit and vegetable waste. All of this to make the composting process efficient. Then, from all the leftover that we collect, we will make our own fertilizer.
2 weeks later.
Then we sell our fertilizer to our teachers. While selling, we conduct a fundraising event with a slogan of buy and donate to end hunger. The money will be distributed to the homeless people.
Among the stuff that we use to spread awareness are putting up posters around our school and give talk to the students. To spread awareness in a larger scale, we also share about our project on social media like Instagram.
Our project is based on I can make and I can lead from the I can pillars. Our project also will achieve 3 of the Sustainable Development Goals.
My teammates have observed the scenario that happened in our dining hall, and we realized that our dining hall produced lots of food wastage, and I'm sure this issue also happened outside there. So after we brainstormed together, we came out with this project called Love Your Leftovers. I still still can remember the day that we sat down at our co-op and brainstorm together about ways to overcome this issue. So some of them, we think that we should prepare some special containers to put different type of food waste, such as for dry waste and wet waste. Other than that, we also think that we should use the leftovers and turn it into fertilizer. Moreover, we also think that we should sell the fertilizers to our school resident and community. Last but not least, because we want to make sure that our project will give the big impact to for everyone, so we think that we need to create awareness, such as putting up posters, or we want to reach out other school students and teach them how to make the best fertilizer, just only use the leftovers.
First of all, me and my team asked all the students to separate their leftovers into dry and wet food. We asked them to put all the leftovers into the container that we already provide to them at our dining hall. During the weekend, me and my team will take the container that full with leftovers and compost it together with the soil. After like a month, me and my team will recheck the fertilizer. If it is ready to be used, we will repack it into the Ziploc and sell it to our teachers and also staff in our school. Using the money that we get, we are planning to give back it to the community by buying some food and give it to orphanage or like homeless people.
As for the students, we initially set up posters for them to know better, and we from time to time give out speeches. As for the community, we simply use the social media platforms such as Instagram and YouTube for them to know about our project. It is important for them to know about our solution simply because first, for them to acknowledge the importance of not wasting their food. second, for them to know ways for them not to simply throw their food waste, but instead they can use it to produce something more useful. As far as I'm concerned, I believe that we have received a positive response from our peers and also from our teachers. As for the outsiders, we received quite positive comments from our followers and also from those who watch our videos on YouTube. One of the most valuable lessons that I learned while working on this project was the lesson on how to be more appreciative. You see, nowadays people are living in poverty and not everyone receives such good facilities like us. So working throughout this project, we simply learn how to appreciate things better, not only in the aspect of food, but we also learn how to appreciate things that are granted to us.
The most valuable lesson that I got from this project is it helped me to build my confidence and also my speaking skill. This project also helped me to overcome my nervous when I have to talk to people and also talk in front of the camera.
So the most valuable lesson that I learned while working on this project is my teamwork. Can you imagine that you have to work with 5 intelligent brains and just come out with one solution? So praise to the Almighty that I find a good teammates and we can work together, and finally here we are.
I can actually increase my problem solving skills. Because we want to implement higher order thinking skills, this project actually pushes me out of my comfort zone, and we have to think of ways to actually solve the problem and issues that is plaguing our world.
While working on this project, I got an opportunity to learn that it is very essential to learn about global issues and be a responsible consumer.
The best part that I enjoy the most is Edu phase, because that is my first time I made my own fertilizer.
I enjoy the do step. It's because me and my friend enjoy doing the fertilizer together.
Personally, as a content creator, I like the share parts the most, simply because all of my works, for example the videos and the posters, I can know that people learn something from what I created.
The steps that I enjoy the most is the feel step. It is because I can be more aware of the issues and problems that our world is facing.
Among the 4 steps, I actually enjoyed the share steps the most because we can project out our voice and give message to society, and the world can change for the better.
My name is Kishrini Viswanathan. I am currently teaching English for Form 2 and Form 3 in this school, and I have been serving in this school for the past 1.5 years. Initially, it was very difficult for us to come up with one theme because there were many themes that were given. So we managed to somehow cut down the others and relate to one that is very important to the school, which is happening in the school right now until today. So we managed to choose one, which is world hunger, to end world hunger to be specific. And how was the group formed? The students were actually selected by another teacher who was formerly teaching them English when they were Form 4 last year. So I was just a mentor teacher. This school was new, so I did not have many hands-on experience with them initially. So it was my very first time working on a very big project with the Form 4 students back then, who are now Form 5. But the girls have been very cooperative, they've been very hardworking, and they did not give me much trouble at all. So it was very easy to work with them as a team. initially, composting was not even part of the idea. What happened was, we realized that since we are in a boarding school, we realized that the students here, they do not have the privilege to eat outside food. They don't get the privilege to eat home cooked food. So when they get the food from the canteen or from the dining hall that they already have, some of them do not like the food. So they tend to waste it, and they don't really appreciate how people outside really are living. So to curb all of this, we decided to choose World Hunger and to also spread awareness to the students here so that they know what are the privileges they have here, so that they're more appreciative, and to also make them realize that there can be things done with the leftover food that they already waste. Okay, to be honest, I am a person who 50% believes in traditional classroom and 50% believes in the non-traditional classroom, whereby I still feel that the teacher should still be in control of the class at times. But sometimes the students need to be in control of the class. Teachers, their work is to guide, yes, but sometimes the teacher has to take lead because sometimes the students tend to overlook on important values. But as for this project, I realized that working with elder kids, that means Form 4 and Form 5 and above, for them, if it's more of a student-centered learning, it would be much easier because their vision towards the world is wider, their scope of thinking is wider, and it's much easier to engage with them because I believe that they are more mature as students. Because Form 1, 2 and 3, as I am teaching right now, the lower secondary students, they require a bit of push, so I still have to be the main person who guides them. They can't really do much thinking on their own. So, and one more reason is because here in school, we don't really let the students have their phone, right? So their phones are always confiscated once they enter, if they're allowed to bring. Most of the time, they're not allowed to bring. So with that being said, they don't really have much access to internet or social media like how other students do. So we have to mostly guide them about what's happening outside. Okay, initially when this project was given to us, when the letter came in, I was just assigned to guide them at first. So when the students were picked and passed to me, I initially stick to the traditional way of how a classroom is conducted. I got all of them together, I gathered them, and then I did not brainstorm in the beginning, but I explained to them of what the content of the meeting was initially. So after that, I realized that these girls can actually do things on their own. They're capable of it because with the way they speak and their ideas were much more better than mine. So I realized that it was okay to let them be and let them just do it on their own. To be honest, this was my first task given upon being posted to the school. So I thought I was not capable of it. So I did not really have much experience, hands-on experience on this, except when I was studying in uni. So when I came here as a fresh teacher, when this big task was given to me, it was quite difficult at first. But when the briefing was given, I found it very easy to actually understand what the person was actually talking about because they gave a lot of examples and they also gave us a lot of notes and handouts, and after reading all of that, even without reading, I think I understand it very well. So when I explained to the students, it was not difficult for them at all. And I personally believe that using this FIDS method during the teaching practice at school, I think would be a very good idea. And I actually tried that in school, in my class with the Form 3 class, and it actually worked very well for me because I realized that students actually can relate better to these 4 elements, which is feel, imagine, do and share. So when they actually relate better, I feel like, oh, they actually have good input towards what the outside world is like. And by engaging with this project, I personally believe that looking at other schools giving out projects from their own, we actually get a bigger vision of what are the other problems concerning the world. My biggest takeaway, I have a few, but I will list down about 2. Okay, my first biggest takeaway I would say is teamwork and diligence. Without proper teamwork from the team that you are handling and without diligence from each and every student's participation, I strongly believe that there will be no result at the end of the day. So with proper teamwork, I was actually fearing that the students that I would get are not really cooperative, but thank God for that. I actually received a very good team of 5 students. They really did their role very, very well, and credit goes all to them because I think I did very minimal job. My work was just to engage them with the moderator. I was sort of the middle person. But apart from that, they did most of the job. And then another bigger takeaway is that I strongly believe that it helped us, not only me, but the students as well as the school, to look at the bigger picture of what is happening outside in the real world. Because when we see other schools sharing what problems that they have at school or in the community, it actually helps open our eyes to see what is really happening out there, and also to see what kind of what kind of solutions can we do to tackle these problems.
Wah, tak sangka anak-anak muda ini mampu memikirkan cara terbaik untuk mengitar semula sisa makanan untuk dibuat baja. Bayangkan sekiranya setiap hari semua sekolah di Malaysia menjadikan projek ini sebagai contoh untuk mengitar semula sisa makanan sebaiknya. Bukan sahaja kita dapat mengurangkan pembaziran makanan serta mengurangkan sisa pepejal, malah kita mampu menjana pendapatan. Malah baja yang dihasilkan juga organik tanpa bahan-bahan kimia yang mungkin boleh meninggalkan kesan kepada manusia serta flora dan fauna di sekelilingnya. Mari kita teruskan menonton segmen seterusnya.
Not at all. It was never an issue because the girls were very, very helpful. They're very cheerful at all times, even though they were, tied up with a lot of work in between because they're in a boarding school and our school is always tight with the schedules. As you can see, the students are always active. They're always on the go at all times until night. So even with all of that, even during the MCO, we still made time for each other. It was always very easy to engage with the students. Like during MCO, for example, I just had to WhatsApp them and they would all immediately just be available for Google Meet, and I would explain to them about what the other moderators have passed on information to me. And then during school hours, it was never at all difficult because they were all in the same class and they were very engaging. They are very, very forward thinking, and I'm blessed to have these girls because it was very easy to work with this kind of group. As a teacher, I personally feel that the issues that I faced was mainly the MCO restriction. Apart from that, I did not really have much issues. Why MCO restrictions is because mainly our share method was supposed to end with a very beautiful note to the outside world. We actually wanted to sell the fertilizers and the compost that we did, and we also wanted to collect the funding and give it back to the community. But since we couldn't really do it, it was kind of a letdown for us. So it was not really a challenge, but sort of a sad thing because MCO happened. To be honest, my hopes for the future of this project is for it to be implemented first, because I feel very, very sad that such a beautiful project that could actually benefit the homeless, the people outside and the citizens of Malaysia open their eyes a bit wider, because I personally feel that food wastage is normal out there right now. People don't really appreciate what they already have, and it's sad to see all of this. And since we're starting at school from a young age, we get to nurture them to see what really is to be done at school from a young age itself, so that when they grow up, they pass down the knowledge to everybody else. So my hope is that this project actually is implemented in the near future once the COVID issues go off, and to see success from the future project. Yeah.
Saya berpendapat bahawa sebelum ni kempen-kempen di sekolah tidak begitu berjaya kerana pendidikan dalam waste management sangat sporadik. Kempen tersebut mestilah dilakukan secara berterusan agar ia berjaya. Sekiranya pelajar sekolah diberi lebih pendedahan dan peluang, kempen waste management pasti akan lebih berjaya. Projek Love Your Leftovers oleh Sekolah SM Sains Sultan Muhammad Jiwa Kedah merupakan projek yang bagus yang boleh direplikasi oleh sekolah lain. Ini akan menjadi kempen tersebut lebih efektif. Sampah ditukar menjadi kompos yang mempunyai nilai yang tinggi. Jadi untuk menjayakan kempen waste management, kita memerlukan lebih banyak idea dan kita mesti memperkasakan sekolah untuk memimpin kempen tersebut.
Sambil anda menonton visual tadi kan, sebenarnya saya cuba mencongak-congak dalam kepala tentang sisa makanan yang dibuang setiap hari. Sekiranya seorang individu di Malaysia menghasilkan kira-kira 0.5 kilogram sisa makanan setiap hari, sebulan sudah 15 kilogram. Apabila kita menggunakan teknik yang ditunjukkan oleh murid-murid di Sekolah Menengah Sains Sultan Muhammad Jiwa, maksudnya setiap bulan kita boleh menghasilkan 2 bahagian baja organik yang boleh dijual kepada ahli keluarga dan jiran yang mempunyai tanaman di rumah. Agak-agak kalau saya mulakan projek Love Your Leftovers ini, berapa agaknya pendapatan saya menjelang Hari Raya akan datang? Cukuplah agaknya untuk membeli baju raya ya. Daripada kita menghabiskan masa bermain gadget, mungkin ini adalah satu aktiviti yang boleh kita pertimbangkan. Maklumlah, hendak berjalan ke sana ke sini pun perlu patuhi SOP. Siapalah yang mahu mengganggu kita di Taman Baja Organik kan? Setakat ini sajalah episod Majalah Didik bersama saya. Kita akan kembali dengan episod terbaru tidak lama lagi. Jangan lupa untuk menonton Majalah Didik setiap hari Selasa, Khamis dan Sabtu pada pukul 10 malam. Ikuti kami di Instagram Majalah Didik dan tinggalkan komen atau cadangan anda. Siapa tahu kami akan melawat sekolah anda tidak lama lagi. Akhir kata, jangan berhenti berimajinasi kerana perubahan terletak di tangan anda. Saya Otto Othman. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Jumpa lagi.